to the 2020 Simcoe County Newcomer Recognition Awards. We are coordinating our event a bit differently this year to account for changes in our community during the pandemic. It is my sincere hope this video will generate the same sense of celebration as we honor the contributions of immigrants in our communities and the organizations that support newcomer success. I would like to extend a special welcome to our award recipients, their families and friends, local politicians, and other community stakeholders. Thank you to our silver sponsors who have supported the filming and development of this video: Innovative Automation, Georgian College, and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. I would like to welcome George Cornell, the Warden of the County of Simcoe and the Mayor of Tiny Township, to bring greetings.
Good evening, bonsoir, ani. On behalf of the County of Simcoe and County Council, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the 8th Annual Newcomer Recognition Awards. It's hard to believe this is our 8th year. Well done to all involved in organizing this event. I've had the honor of attending this event in the past, and it's always been one of my most favorite events each year. However, as with many other events and celebrations, COVID-19 has forced us to adjust our plans and adapt to the new normal in order to do our part to keep everyone safe. I'm pleased that the local immigration partnership met this challenge head-on and found a way to recognize our very deserving community partners and to provide us with this opportunity to learn more about the amazing work that is happening in our communities each and every day to support our newcomers. I'm also pleased to recognize county councillors who understand that our diversity is one of our many strengths. Thank you to Councillor Anita Dubo, who sits as co-chair of the Local Immigration Partnership Committee, for helping make our community more welcoming. A special thanks goes to all of our sponsors, including the Federation of Municipalities, Innovation Automation, Georgian College, Lakehead University, Pavlix.com, and the Simcoe Muskoka Workforce Development Board. We are also grateful for the federal government for their ongoing funding through Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada. That makes our program and this event possible each year. As of 2016, almost 62,000 immigrants, or more than 13% of our population, call Simcoe County home, bringing with them a wealth of skills, knowledge, and experiences. And 112 different languages or dialects are spoken every day within our borders. Our local immigration partnership has continued to collaborate with existing partners to support immigrant residents who have faced increased challenges during the pandemic. Access to health insurance is one of these barriers, and the county created and distributed a new publication to support newcomers in navigating their healthcare options during the pandemic. The Local Immigration Partnership Secretariat also created a new section of information dedicated to COVID-19 resources on the front page of our website, immigration.simcoe.ca. Combined with the efforts of our community partners and leaders, such as the award recipients we are celebrating here tonight, we're responding to urgent needs and helping to create an even brighter future in Simcoe County together. On behalf of County Council, thank you for tuning in this evening, and congratulations to all our reward recipients and to everyone who was nominated this year. As we continue to fight this pandemic, please remember the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Thank you. Merci, miigwech.
This year, the County of Simcoe is pleased to feature a keynote by Indira Naidoo-Harris. She will be sharing her story of immigrating to Canada and the influences that encouraged her on pathways that have contributed to her success. This part of our celebration has been made possible by a grant from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Towards Parity project. Indira Naidoo-Harris is a trusted public leader, policymaker, journalist, and advocate. Currently serving as the Associate Vice President of Diversity and Human Rights at the University of Guelph, Naidoo-Harris is working to foster a culture of inclusion by leading discussion and education efforts about inclusivity, equity, and accessibility. She is a former Ontario Cabinet Minister, well-known journalist, and human rights advocate. Elected in 2014 as Halton's Member of Provincial Parliament, she held several cabinet posts, including Ontario's first ever Minister of the Status of Women and Minister of Education. Naidoo-Harris has developed and worked on policies, strategies, and frameworks that have changed lives, including Ontario's renewed Early Years and Childcare Policy Framework, the strategy to deliver free preschool childcare for children in Ontario, Ontario's first comprehensive dementia strategy, and the Ontario Retirement Pension Plan. As the first official voice for women in the province, Naidoo-Harris, headed by the Women's Economic Empowerment Strategy and the Strategy for Gender-Based Violence. She also worked on anti-human trafficking legislation, led consultations across the province with women's and Indigenous groups, victims of violence, and social reformers, and worked with business and government officials on pay equity and other issues. She served as Associate Minister of Finance and Minister responsible for early years and childcare. Before entering politics, Naidoo-Harris was an award-winning journalist in Canada and internationally with outlets including NBC, PBS, CBC, Omni, TVO, and CTV. Welcome, Indira.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 8th Annual Newcomer Recognition Awards. I'm Indira Naidoo-Harris, Associate Vice President of Diversity and Human Rights at the University of Guelph, and I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here for this very special celebration. This is going to be a memorable evening because tonight we're going to celebrate you, all of you, your hard work, your remarkable accomplishments, and your incredible dedication to improving life for our community. But before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that Simcoe County is situated on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe people, including the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations. We recognize that this is a gathering place and is home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, and acknowledging them reminds us of their collective responsibility to the land where we live, learn, work, and play. You know, I make this acknowledgement because I want to show my respect for their contributions to building what we now know of as Ontario and Canada. I'd like to start by thanking Sandra Lee and Morgane Duneau for their tireless efforts to pull this extraordinary celebration together under some pretty challenging circumstances. You know, when we started talking about this event several months ago, I had visions of us coming together in a small room, everyone wearing their best outfits, and sitting together at tables and sharing stories and really sharing a special meal and walking away with some wonderful memories. A lovely evening to actually celebrate your remarkable journeys and your remarkable experiences. But these are unprecedented times, and we are having to face some incredible challenges, serious health issues, social distancing and isolation. No question, it hasn't been easy. Everyone's lives have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and this virus has put us all to the test. But while we are facing these incredible challenges, it's important that we don't lose sight of who we are and what's important in our lives, and recognize those remarkable individuals who have played a big part in moving us forward as a community, you all. You know, ultimately in the end, it's your energy, your drive, and commitment to improve life to your families and community that got us here today. Tonight, we will keep us moving forward, and you will all keep us moving forward in the months and days ahead. Against all odds, you have managed to be strong and resilient, and you have accomplished so much for your families and communities. A big part of your accomplishments has been recognizing our common humanity and working tirelessly to foster a culture of equity and inclusion in Simcoe. I'm here tonight to say thank you. Thank you for your contributions in education, wellness, food, culture, and science. You have built a strong and inclusive community here, and I want you to know that work is important, perhaps more important now than ever before, because you have been bringing people together, strengthening bonds, and building Simcoe County up. And while your work has had a positive impact on the broader community, it has also laid the foundation for all of us to survive through the challenging times ahead as we battle COVID-19. It's had a ripple effect stretching far beyond your community. Now, I know many of you came to Canada from far away, leaving family, friends, memories behind. And I know how hard and scary and isolating that can be. But I want to congratulate each and every one of you for navigating through the isolation and the challenges, and for using your experiences to create a strong cultural sense of belonging in your community. You know, I believe that who we are and where we come from is that force that drives us forward. And it's our unique experiences, traditions, and culture that inform us and paves the way forward. I can tell you that's been very true in my life. So here's my story. I am a woman of color, and I'm a woman who is an immigrant. But my journey in life didn't start here. It began thousands of miles away in Durban, South Africa, where I was born under the brutal system of apartheid. For those of you who may not have had a good sense of what apartheid was, well, let me tell you. It was a government-implemented system of oppression. It denied the majority of people living in the country basic human rights based on the color of their skin. What that meant was that there were government rules and policies in place that restricted freedom and equal rights for people of color. For example, at the time, people like me weren't allowed to vote. We weren't allowed to choose where we sat, where we ate, where we lived, and we weren't even allowed to work in certain jobs. Hard to imagine, but it's true. We were essentially denied basic human rights. Growing up as a child, I saw signs on the walls, signs on benches, signs on public transit that told me that I wasn't allowed to enter. Signs that said, no. Signs that told me I didn't count. Living through those harsh realities at a young age in South Africa taught me some important lessons. It showed me that a system that keeps people out, that keeps talent out, that keeps valuable skills and ideas out, just doesn't work. It's dysfunctional. It also let me see up close, the pain experienced by people who are denied basic human rights and aren't allowed to participate in life. It can lead to despair, hatred, and disruption. Everyone loses. It's a cost that's too great for any community or any nation. But those difficult experiences and challenges have led me to where I am and who I am today. It taught me that building kind, respectful communities where everyone can reach their full potential is the only way to ensure success for each and every one of us. Systems that allow everyone to soar and lifts everyone up. Like many of you, my parents made that heartbreaking choice to leave their family and friends behind and build a new life here in Canada. It was this country's amazing commitment to personal liberties, to the protection of basic human rights, to democracy, to diversity and equity and opportunity that drew us here. When we came here, we settled in a small town in Alberta. My parents were both educators, so education and consistent lifelong learning was a large part of my life. They instilled in me the idea that in Canada, we can be whatever we want to be, and that the only thing that would hold us back is ourselves. They taught us that opportunities were endless and we could pursue them freely. Although I studied political science at university, I actually began a career in broadcast journalism. I worked on local, regional, and national newscasts, and over the years, my career as a journalist allowed me to be a voice for people facing difficulties, the disenfranchised, the poor, the forgotten. I interviewed everyone: international leaders, human rights activists, accused terrorists, pirates, a guy climbing Mount Everest, a family dodging bombs in Libya, families struggling to put food on the table, children who were being bullied, and doctors from faraway places who were working as janitors or driving cabs in Canada. It was an eye-opening and energizing time in my life. I learned firsthand about some of the serious challenges that people face on a daily basis in our province and country, and I had the opportunity to meet those people, discuss their hardships, and help them find solutions. As I worked as a broadcast journalist, I noticed that television in Canada at the time was not diverse. It didn't reflect the people who lived in our country. So I worked hard, harder than most, and built a profile of credibility and respect. I'm told I was the first woman of color to anchor a local newscast in Alberta, the first woman of color to anchor newscasts on CBC National Radio, the first woman of color, one of the first women of color to anchor at CBC News World. It was an important time in my life, and I was able to give back by presenting to the Canadian Radio and Television Commission about the need for more diverse faces in broadcast media in Canada. And it worked. If you turn on your television set today in Canada, you will see people from all around the world, different backgrounds, reporting the news to our communities and our families. The changing face of Canada is being reflected on our television screens. Eventually, after years of asking world leaders and politicians what they were doing to address people's challenges, I decided that it sounded like I was being a critic. I didn't want to be a critic. I wanted to be part of the solution. So I left broadcast journalism, started working in Ontario's Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration as a director of communications. I was on the other side now, working to find solutions and building supports for new Ontarians at Queen's Park and in Ontario. It was during this time that I started to notice the challenges in my own community, a community I had lived in and raised kids in for over 2 decades. I noticed that Halton was growing. Our population was increasing faster than anywhere else in Canada, and as a result, there were gaps in services, gaps in supports, and those gaps were growing. I found I was constantly having conversations about what our region needed and how our community was suffering, and pointing out ways in which things could be done. So then I decided to change course again. I wanted to be part of the solution, and so I decided that I had the knowledge, the know-how, and the trust of the community, and I should work at being a voice for our community to get the jobs done. So I got organized, talked to folks I knew, and started knocking on doors. Running an election campaign, let me tell you, is never easy. You put yourself on the line, you put your family on the line, and you put your friendships on the line to some extent. And it can be hard and it can be lonely, but it also takes a lot of courage and a lot of believing that what you are doing is actually going to make things better for people. And so I worked hard to gain the trust of our community, and I was elected as MPP for Halton in 2014. I worked tirelessly for local families, and I was able to secure funding for a $2 billion hospital in Oakville, a $500 million hospital expansion in Milton, and build dozens of schools in Halton and the region. About halfway through my term, I was asked to join Cabinet, first as Ontario's Associate Minister of Finance, then Ontario's first ever minister responsible for early years and childcare, then Ontario's first ever voice for women as the first Minister of the Status of Women, and then finally, I was appointed Ontario's Minister of Education, something that made me very proud. A proud moment for me, my family, and the ideas of education moving people forward that were ingrained in me. The value of education and lifelong learning is so important, and I knew it in a very real way. Today, I can trace a direct line between the oppression and discrimination I experienced as a child, to settling in a new life in Canada, to my commitment today to equity and the discovery of my own political voice. These experiences have helped me to understand the true power of equity, diversity, and inclusion, and our collective responsibility as human beings to the betterment of our communities. These experiences have shown me that acceptance builds pathways to excellence, well-being, success, and a strong society. Because it is our stories, our backgrounds, and the unique way that we experience the world that really informs us about how we go forward, helps us find solutions, and drives us and sets us on a good path to success. And in sharing our stories with one another and by learning from each other and understanding that our differences are our strength, we just have to listen. We create a more respectful, inclusive, safe, and accepting place. A place where everyone can reach their full potential. Today, when I turn on the news, I see a rainbow of diverse faces, which makes me feel very proud. I see people of different backgrounds, cultures, and ages, races, and genders getting involved in politics and committing to be part of the solution. And I see people working to understand one another and learn how to build a society that works for everyone. That's where you all come in. Canada is a beautiful tapestry of diverse experiences, backgrounds, cultures, perspectives, and voices. And it takes each and every one of us to use our unique gifts, talents, and perspectives to create real positive change and complete the beautiful fabric that makes up our country. That's what our winners here tonight have been doing. You are our future leaders. You have faced incredible challenges in your lives, like I have, and you've found solutions, not just for yourselves, but to enrich and build the community you live in up. That's what true leadership is. That's what it's about, working together to improve life for everyone. I've had the honor of reading a little bit about each of you and getting to know you. And let me tell you, you have been doing such important work for this community. I've learned that Samah Hadaia arrived in Barrie with her family in 2016 from Syria, Jordan, and Cyprus. And I've learned that she has quickly become a leader here by making this local community feel safer and more welcoming place for newcomers. I've learned that Ahmed Alasfar and Faten Alawad arrived in Barrie in 2015 with their 6 children from Syria and Lebanon. And in the years since, you all have put your knowledge of restaurant ownership into action by launching their company called Feast from the East, which I have to say is an incredible name, and I may actually need to go to the Barrie's Farmers Market sometime and actually try some of the things that you are producing there. I've also found out that Yoon Hong-McParland has shared her love of dance with the Barrie community since 2014 and has been using her unique skill to improve health and wellness for hundreds of community members. Good for you. She has given back to her community by organizing charity events and raising money for local organizations. So important. I know the Barrie Indian Association has worked for nearly 10 years to share the richness of their culture and their local community, and that Boyne River Public School has embedded multiculturalism and diversity in all aspects of school life. So important. and that you are working to ensure that staff, students, and parents are engaged and welcomed as respected and valued partners in learning. It takes all of us to raise a good community. And Lisa Boate, an English learner itinerant resource teacher, is a strong advocate for her students and for dismantling oppressive or biased practices. Rudy Grewal has dedicated much of his university career to initiatives that enhance student life at Lakehead University, particularly with his involvement with the Lakehead University Office of Human Rights and Equity. And Jason McKague has helped countless newcomers through the Job Finding Club for Immigrants as a mentor. Good for you, offering support and networking advice. You are all absolutely incredible individuals. The work that you have been doing have helped build your community and those who live here up. Through your hard work and leadership, you have helped to create an equitable, diverse, and inclusive environment. An environment where people come together, help each other out, and work as a family. An environment where people, businesses, and innovation can thrive. You know, throughout my story, I've learned that diversity is not only good for people, it's also good for business. It's good for growth, and it's good for success. It's not just the right thing to do. It is an actual key component to progress and building a strong path forward for everyone. These are extraordinary times. We live in a complex, interconnected, and fast-paced world, a place where serious challenges like COVID, a faltering economy, and increasing demands on healthcare are demanding that we develop innovative vaccines and cutting-edge technology at breakneck speeds. We needed solutions yesterday. So how do we keep up? How do we find solutions to today's incredible challenges? Well, part of the answer lies in the understanding that diversity and inclusion in our workplaces, universities, schools, and communities is the key to unlocking the innovation and talent that we need to find answers. During these unprecedented times, we're up against some seemingly insurmountable challenges: job loss, food security, climate change, systemic racism and discrimination, mental health, and addiction challenges. There's a lot going on right now. And as we prepare to tackle these problems, we need every single resource and tool in our toolbox. We need all of you. We need every voice, every idea, and every perspective to find the answers. To do this, we must ensure we are building inclusive environments where everyone has a seat at the table. Whether it's in schools, the workplace, or government, people must feel comfortable sharing their ideas so we can find innovative solutions. Our winners tonight are already doing that. You are ahead of the game. You're already doing it. In fact, successful companies are discovering that by supporting and promoting a diverse and inclusive culture, they are reaping the benefits. In 2018, a Deloitte article entitled "The Diversity and Inclusion Revolution" stated that organizations with inclusive cultures are 8 times more likely to achieve better outcomes. Those better outcomes include increased productivity, overall growth, and improved profits. The reality is, not using the skills and talent from diverse communities actually prevents us from reaching our full economic potential. So think about that. In McKinsey's report, Why Diversity Matters, companies at the top for gender, racial, and ethnic diversity were found to be more likely to have financial returns above their national industry median. If we don't establish inclusive and accepting environments, we won't have the resources needed to tackle important and pressing issues today. We need to build a table where everyone can have a seat. This is the work that our winners are doing every day. You are all working tirelessly to lead the way into the future by giving everyone a voice and creating a culture where everyone has a seat at the table. And it's work that we all need to be involved in. We all have a role to play, and we all have a responsibility to engage in equity, diversity, and inclusion. I want to once again congratulate all of the amazing award winners tonight. Ahmed and Faten, Yoon, Lisa, Rudy, Samah, Jason, the Barrie Indian Association, the Boyne River Public School, all of you. Many of you have traveled to Canada, settled here in Simcoe County, dusted yourselves off, and put in the work, the hard work to shape this community in this area. You are our success stories, but you are also our leaders. You have all played an important part in finding solutions to build communities up, and you all understand the real way that nothing is really accomplished without working together. All of you have proven yourselves against incredible odds. You are hardworking and committed individuals. While you have accomplished so much in such a short period of time, you have shown that you have what it takes to be excellent role models for this community. Newcomers arrive in Canada every day, having sacrificed so much and yet face so many incredible challenges. Our award winners tonight have shown that success is possible. You can raise yourselves up and raise your whole community up at the same time. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do, showing others what's possible, and thank you for being incredible leaders. I'm honored to have shared my story with all of you tonight and to have learned so much about all of you. I encourage you to continue to share your stories, to continue laying a strong foundation and path forward for all of us. Remember, anything is possible. The only thing standing in your way is ourselves. And so, the ability to dream is what's there, seize it, and go forward. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your inspirational journey. Every immigrant arriving in our communities can find a journey of personal greatness and encourage others along the way. The co-chairs of the Simcoe County Local Immigration Partnership, County Councillor Anita DeBow and South Simcoe Police Chief Andrew Fletcher, will be congratulating the 2020 Newcomer Recognition Award winners. I am pleased to introduce Councillor DeBow and Chief Fletcher to speak about the awards, the Local Immigration Partnership, and the selection process.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our 8th Annual Simcoe County Newcomer Recognition Awards. I would like to extend a special welcome to our award recipients, their families and friends, the award sponsors, and all of you watching this video from home. My name is Andrew Fletcher, South Simcoe Chief of Police and Simcoe County Local Immigration Partnership Co-Chair, and I am delighted to present the awards to winners today, along with Anita DeBow, County Councillor, Deputy Mayor of the Town of Penetanguishene, and Simcoe County Local Immigration Partnership Co-Chair. This annual event is organized by a group of dedicated community stakeholders, including the Simcoe County Local Immigration Partnership. The Simcoe County Local Immigration Partnership is a community partnership focused on the development of welcoming communities for immigrant residents. Annually, the Local Immigration Partnership receives numerous nominations from Simcoe County residents, recognizing the amazing achievement and contributions of individuals and organizations working so hard to make Simcoe County a welcoming community for newcomers. Every year, a selection committee comprised of community stakeholders carefully review nominations to select award winners in 13 categories. This year marks our 8th annual event and the first virtual ceremony. In a normal year, we would all be meeting and gathering at an event gala with hundreds of community stakeholders, award winners, their friends and family. But this year's event offers us the possibility to share the celebrations with a much wider community and all of you watching from home.
We didn't want to go a year without celebrating the amazing achievements and contributions of individuals and organizations working hard to make Simcoe County a welcoming community for newcomers. Even though we can't physically gather to celebrate these amazing individuals and organizations, we hope this video will reach you at home where you will be able to safely enjoy the celebration. Every year at the Newcomer Recognition Awards ceremony, some amazing individuals and organizations are nominated. Also celebrating our award winners is Bhangra Crew, Ontario, sharing a performance in honor of award winners. In a few moments, we will begin the award ceremony. I would like to thank Georgian College and Innovative Automation, our silver sponsors, and graciously support our awards this year.
We will recognize individuals and organizations in 6 award categories this year. The first award is for an immigrant entrepreneur and is sponsored by the County of Simcoe Economic Development Office. An immigrant entrepreneur is defined as an immigrant who has achieved success in the development or operation of a business or entrepreneurial venture in Simcoe County. This year, the selection committee wished to honor 2 recipients as their nominations were tied during the selection process. The first recipient of this year's award is Ahmed, Alasfar, and Faten, Alawad, nominated by Elaine Garreau. The first winners to be recognized are a husband and wife who moved to Canada in 2015 as part of the Syrian Refugee Sponsorship Program. Ahmed, Alasfar, and Faten, Alawad are hardworking and both were earning income before their first year of sponsorship was finished. Faten was baking bread and selling it through an existing vendor at the Barrie Farmers Market. She upgraded her skills by taking a food safety course offered by the Public Health Unit. Ahmed worked for a carpet layer. Both of them worked hard to learn Canadian culture and English language skills. In 2020, they founded Feast from the East after obtaining their own license for the Barrie Farmers Market. Feast from the East features halal, cooked food, a newer product line that has resulted in drawing new customers to the Barrie Farmers Market. Their business profiles the changing demography in the community and raises cultural awareness. They have expanded their operations and moved to a business partnership with family members who arrived in Canada in 2019. The pandemic has added a layer of complexity to the new business, and Feast from the East responded by developing new product packaging and social media marketing initiatives to encourage those new to Syrian cuisine by regularly featuring different dishes. Ahmed and Faten have entrenched themselves in the local community, volunteering at the Barrie's Farmers Market, and supported the Barrie Mosque by sponsoring a meal during Ramadan for other Syrian families. Ahmed and Faten have accomplished so much in 5 years living in Canada. Congratulations on winning the Immigrant Entrepreneur of the Year award.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to say thank you to Government of Canada to support so many Syrian family. Also, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Jeff Lemon, Jennifer Strongarm, Ruth McDonald, Todd McDonald, and Jeanette Macron, and everyone who's helping with my family and my brother family, Wissam and Hala. Thank you very much.
I would like to say for everybody, thank you so much. Thank you very much for our word. Thank you guys. أنا بتشكركم كتير على إنه جينا لهون واستقبلتونا وعطيتونا جائزة، وأنا عن جد بتشكركم كتير. بتشكركم جميعا. بتشكر الحكومة لأنها جابت لي أختي وأخوي لجوزي يعني وسام وحلا الفيزو مع عائلتهم، معهم 5 أولاد 5 children. Thank you.
The second winner of the 2020 Immigrant Entrepreneur Award is Yoon, Hong-McParland, an energetic woman operating 2 businesses in the city of Aurelia. Many community members know Yoon as YJ, and she incorporates this in her business operations, YJ Dance Fit and Wellness and YJ Soul Food, a staple vendor at the Aurelia Farmers Market. Yoon was nominated by Melissa Robertson. YJ started to dance professionally as a young adult and is trained in ballet, jazz, modern dance, Latin dance, and hip-hop. She opened YJ Dance Fit in 2014, starting with a handful of clients working out in her basement. In November 2019, she opened a new studio on Atherley Road. Undeterred by the pandemic, Yoon is offering programming through Zoom. YJ Dance Fit offers unique and diverse wellness programming, a Tibetan singing bowl meditation series for mindfulness and healing, Zumba fitness, a Latin-inspired cardio dance workout, and K-pop Dance Fit, a program culminating in an event where participants record their own Korean pop dance video for YouTube. YJ Soul Food has offered home-cooked Korean cuisine at the farmers market for 5 years, and the business is well known for YJ's delicious kimchi, a fermented cabbage dish that is staple in Korea. Yoonju encourages cultural awareness in the Aurelia community. She has participated in the Aurelia Public Library's How To Festival, teaching local residents how to make kimchi and variations such as sugar-based kimchi, vegan kimchi, to support residents with special dietary needs. Yoonju plays an important role in keeping Aurelia fit and healthy. Congratulations on winning the 2020 Immigrant Entrepreneur Award.
It certainly is a pleasure to have you here today and to present you with this award.
Thank you very much. Thank you for choosing me to this nomination. I hope that I will be a good example for the next generation of Korean immigrants. I will continue to work hard with my fitness career and with my Korean cooking to show many of them how to keep your life happier and healthier. One day, I wish to build a Korean culture center in Simcoe County that would display many Korean foods and arts for everyone to see. I'm very thankful to my Aurelia community, especially to Melissa, Megan, and Kathy Webb, who nominated my business for this award. I love my community and I love the people who are continuing to support me. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful award. Thank you.
The next award category is new for 2020, and the County of Simcoe is pleased to announce the first recipient of the Ethnocultural Group Award. The category is defined as an ethnocultural or faith-based group who has invested time and energy to support positive experience for immigrants in Simcoe County. The recipient of the 2020 Ethnocultural Group Award is the Barrie Indian Association. This category is sponsored by Publix.com. The Barrie Indian Association received 3 separate nominations, so they are clearly well received in the community. The Barrie Indian Association is an ethnocultural group created to culturally support immigrants from India and to share the richness of their culture with their local community. For nearly 10 years, the Barrie Indian Association has been actively promoting multiculturalism in Simcoe County. Celebrations such as Holi and Diwali are organized and celebrated regularly and have been open to all members of the community. This has provided Indians with an opportunity to celebrate their rich and diverse culture and food, as well as introduce it to other members of the community. The organization provides a network to newcomers in the community, in particular East Asian international students from Georgian College. The Barrie Indian Association works in partnership with Georgian College and the City of Barrie to enhance opportunities for newcomers. Here to receive the award on behalf of the Barrie Indian Association is Nalini Prasad, the Vice President of the Association.
You want to go ahead?
No, you go ahead, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Nalini and I am here today accepting this beautiful award on behalf of Barrie Indian Association, and it's the Ethnocultural Group Award. As a member and Vice President of Barrie Indian Association, I humbly accept this award, and I would like to thank every single person that helped throughout all the events that we've done over the years. And I would also like to thank the nominators, R.F. Khan, Amber Bartlett, and Greg Smith and Sharon Smith for this. So thank you so much.
We would also like to thank Local Immigration Partnership for this award, and every single person who has been supported Barrie Indian Association over years, bringing culture and diversity to the Simcoe County and City of Barrie. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to the Barrie Indian Association. The next two awards recognize multiculturalism in education. One will be awarded to a school and one to an individual educator. The category of multiculturalism in education is defined as a Simcoe County school or educator that consistently incorporates multiculturalism in one or more of the following: planning and/or policy development, curriculum, community relations, and/or school culture. The recipient of the 2020 Multiculturalism Through Education School Award is Boyne River Public School, nominated by Stephanie Jacqueline. The category is sponsored by South Simcoe Police Services. Multiculturalism and diversity is embedded in all aspects of school life at Boyne River Public School. The school equity, diversity, and inclusion goal is to help ensure that students, parents, and community members are engaged and welcomed as respected and valued partners in student learning. The school focuses staff professional development on areas that support the issues and challenges faced by many newcomers. This approach is reflected in the school policies and how the curriculum is developed by exploring bias and ensuring that a people with a variety of cultural backgrounds are represented in the books they read, the history they explore, and the celebrations they highlight. The school has gone to great lengths to involve the community in school council, parents bring event, and celebrations and assemblies held at the school. Boyne River fosters a sense of belonging through community circles and intentional teaching that honors language, heritage, and culture while addressing all forms of exclusion, discrimination, and inequality. Congratulations to Boyne River Public School.
It's such an honor to be recognized for the work we've done to support newcomers at Boyne River Public School.
Our staff has worked so hard to create a variety of tools and materials to create an inclusive learning environment, and we know our students appreciate it too.
Thank you for doing it. When I first came back to Allaston from Japan, the kids in Boyne River were very welcoming, and it made me better.
Hi guys, my name is Tin and I'm from Boyne River Public School from Vietnam. I borrowed this book from Vietnamese from Mrs. Mobby. I'm so excited to borrow those books. I haven't seen those from library.
When I was new here, I was nervous, and then my friends and my teacher helped me with reading and math problems.
When I came to Boyne, the school was really nice to me, and that's why I love this place.
The second award in this category is to recognize an individual educator and is sponsored by Lakehead University. The recipient of the 2020 Multiculturalism Through Education Educator Award is Lisa Boate, nominated by Irfan Tour. Lisa is an itinerant English language learner resource teacher with the Simcoe County District School Board. She engages students and teachers in multiple schools in Simcoe County. Wherever Lisa goes, she leaves an important footprint. Schools in which she has worked have become more culturally competent and inclusive by honoring and hosting multicultural celebrations and practices. Lisa's role has two important functions. She is a tireless advocate for English language learners, and her efforts have resulted in improved students' engagement in school and learning and increased opportunities for programming and initiatives like student leadership. Students have not only realized increased opportunities within the school system, but are pursuing access to post-secondary prospects. Lisa is also responsible for providing training to school staff, and she has improved the perception of educators about English language learners and newcomer students. As part of her role in schools, Lisa supports practices and policies that improve the experience of newcomer families, such as offering translated materials and posting multilingual signage in schools. Her influence on teachers has increased the use of dual language books in school libraries, celebrations of multilingualism, and the use of translation tools in classrooms. Lisa has been an active participant in the It Starts campaign to reduce racism and discrimination. Congratulations, Lisa, on the 2020 Multiculturalism Through Education Educator Award.
Watching a child hear their home language in a classroom for the first time is a blessing that I will never tire of. Knowing that their language is valued and an important part of education is the reason that we do the work that we do. So thank you to the County of Simcoe for these awards, for valuing our newcomers and our newcoming families. They are making our communities a more vibrant place to be. Thank you to the leaders who trusted me with a role I didn't have a lot of skills with when I started and allowed me to find my life's passion. And thank you to the SCDSB ELL team and all of the classroom teachers who every day are making our vision of multilingualism come to life. Seeing multiple languages appear in schools and for students who know that that part of their identity is necessary and important in education is why we get up and do this work every day. Thank you.
The next award is for service excellence. This award is defined as an individual who fosters growth, innovation, and excellent customer service within their organization that provides services for immigrants and is sponsored by the Simcoe Muskoka Workforce Development Board. Rudy Grewal is a recent graduate of Lakehead University's Honors Bachelor of Arts and Science with a concentration in human nature, specializing in psychology and sociology. He was nominated for this award by Katie Fraser. As a student, Rudy also dedicated a significant portion of his time to support student life and was an important liaison with the university's Office of Human Rights and Equity and Lakehead University International. Rudy introduced the International Day to Eliminate Racial Discrimination at the Aurelia campus in 2019 by hosting a resource table in the Learning Commons, leading up to International Day to Eliminate Racial Discrimination. In 2020, Rudy assisted with the planning and facilitated an online discussion group on systemic racism hosted by Lakehead University's Office of Human Rights and Equity. Rudy has leveraged resources from the Thunder Bay campus to develop initiatives and raise awareness of racism and discrimination at the Aurelia campus. In the recent school year, Rudy co-chaired the It Starts campaign for Lakehead University. Rudy became an ambassador for the campaign, promoted events such as a diversity-themed paint night, shared resources on a multicultural campus tour, and maintained the valuable connections he developed with the Office of Human Rights and Equity at the Thunder Bay campus. Congratulations, Rudy, on the 2020 Award for Service Excellence.
Hi, I'm Rudy Grewal, and I'm deeply honored to receive this 2020 Service Excellence Award from the Local Immigration Partnership. I'd like to thank Lakehead University, Orillia, where I go, for their continued inspiration and guidance in my social activism. In particular, Lakehead's International Office with Katie Fraser, and our Office of Human Rights and Equity with Dylan and Amna. I'd also like to thank Barrie's Mayor, Jeff Lehman, for acknowledging that racism is a problem in our country and in our community, and for instituting the Anti-Racism Task Force this summer. And I'd like to thank Megan, my life partner and #1 ally in all my social activism. And please remember, for more inclusive and accepting Simcoe County, it starts with you. Thank you.
Our final 2 awards are for Community Champions, sponsored by Innovative Automation and Georgian College. The Community Champion Award is for an individual who strengthens community awareness about and advocates for newcomer equity and the celebration of cultural diversity in Simcoe County. This year, the selection committee has chosen to recognize 2 amazing individuals, Jason McKague and Samah Hadaia. Congratulations to Jason, nominated by Maureen Arbor from the Georgian College Georgian Career and Employment Community Services. Jason is a Barrie resident and business owner. He volunteers as a mentor with the Job Finding Club for Immigrants. Jason assists newcomer seekers by providing information about the local labor market and connecting newcomers with local job opportunities. He participates in networking and mentoring events and has met job seekers one-on-one on his own time to support them in their job search. Congratulations to Jason.
Jason, certainly nice to meet you, and congratulations on the Community Award. I understand from you talking just a few minutes ago that you enjoy very much what you're doing, and we thank you for all of your hard work. No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you. With that being said, it's a nice little surprise to be honored with sort of this award, but definitely not needed or anything. I think more of us in the community to contribute to those, and we're a huge, growing community, which we need good, skilled people. We need good workers, and so I think that immigration is really important. Not obviously just for our country, but very specifically for our county as it grows, and it's going to have probably growing pains from it. But the good skilled workers is really important. So anybody that's out there that's willing to mentor, it's a good idea to do so. It's only just going to make our community better.
Samah was nominated by Caitlin Lees. Samah arrived in Barrie with her family in June 2017. She is originally from Syria, but lived in Jordan and Cyprus before settling in Canada. Since arriving in Canada, Samah has dedicated time and energy to make our local community a safer and more welcoming place for newcomers. In 2017, she attended Georgian College's Job Finding Club for Immigrants and learned about the local job market. She subsequently volunteered to help translate teaching documents into Arabic. In 2018, she joined the Ethnic Mosaic Alliance as the board secretary. This Simcoe County not-for-profit organization's goal is to build a multicultural center in Simcoe County by 2027. In 2018, she worked with the Barrie Public Library and the Job Finding Club for Immigrants to create a drop-in career conversation circle for newcomers. The conversation circle aims to help newcomers practice their interview skills and to get them acquainted with the Canadian workplace environment. Samah has also worked with the Barrie Public Library's Multicultural Book Club. This program aims to create a space for immigrants to discuss literature and media in their first language. Congratulations, Samah.
Thank you very much for this honor. It's truly a great honor for me to receive this special award from you. I feel proud, I feel excited to win the 2020 Community Champion Award. I greatly, deeply appreciate this recognition. This award is giving me a lot of self-confidence as a newcomer, and is giving me a lot of responsibility and duties for the future. I would like to thank Barrie Public Library for nominating my name for this award. I want to thank County of Simcoe and local immigration partnership for helping and empowering newcomers. Without your support, I would not be able to be here celebrating this award today. I feel very empowered. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
This concludes the award ceremony. Again, I would like to congratulate all of this year's award winners. Thank you for all of your hard work that continues to strengthen communities across Simcoe County. On behalf of the Local Immigration Partnership, a special thank you to those who submitted nominations this year. I would like to recognize community stakeholders who participated on this year's selection committee. I would also like to extend a thank you to everyone who supported our event financially. In particular, our silver sponsors, Innovative Automation, Georgian College, and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. Our bronze sponsors include Lakehead University, the Simcoe Muskoka Workforce Development Board, and Pavlix.com. I would also like to extend a special thank you to our performers, the Bhangra Crew Ontario, and our keynote speaker, Indira Naidoo-Harris.